Hi guys, I hope you are doing well. In today's session, we are going to talk about string functions in SQL Server. So guys, string functions are very useful for manipulate and processing the text data. Or in case if you are going to find out some specific pattern from your data set, so you can utilize these particular function. Alright, so I will give you lots of examples to understand the SQL string function in MS SQL Server. So guys, these are SQL function by which we can transform your string or we can manipulate your string data. So I will give you lots of examples to understand these particular function in greater details. So guys, first of all, let me show you the data, what kind of data I have. So guys, this is my sample superstore data set and I hope you guys are aware. So guys, first of all, I want to find out the length of customer name. So what I will do, so here I will be write the customer name and I want to find out length of the customer name. Simple concept. So when I'm running this, here you can see I have 11 character in this particular name. And similarly in this name, I have 15 characters. You can supply the name of this column as well. So as an example, I am writing customer length. So in this particular customer, I have 11 character, 15 character, 14 character, and so on. In case you want to find out distance, so we can write here the distance so that we can have this particular length of the customer. Interesting? Similarly, if I want to find out the first 10 characters from each name, okay? So guys, if you are aware how we can utilize the left and right? So simple, select customer name, and here I want to access or I want to extract first 10 character from this particular name, okay? So here I am writing first 10 character from Superstore. Very simple concept. So when I'm running this particular query, here you can see from this clear good, I have find out only first 10 character. Similarly, from this name also, I have find out first 10 character. Okay. You need to supply a particular column or you can supply any particular string. And from that string, how many character you want to extract. So guys, let's take another example. I want to extract first name from customer name column. Okay. So here what I am doing, so this is my customer name. All right. So from this customer name, I want to find out the very first name. Example, Claire, Darren, Scene, Brosina, and so on and so forth. So what I will do here, so how can I extract the very first name from this customer name? Okay. So guys, I will be supply here the left. This is my column. Okay. From this column, I need to find out all the character before the first space. All right. But I'm not aware about what is the position of space. Okay. So let me give you an example how we can find out the position of space. Okay. So guys, if you are going to find out any specific character or any specific character position, so we will be utilize the CharIndex function. So guys, using this function, we can find the first occurrence of your substring. All right. So let me declare a variable. So str, I am going to define as a varchar, and up to 15 character we can store. And during the creation time, I am going to store, let's say, programming is fun with SQL. Just an example. So what I am doing here, I want to find out the position of first space. So there is a function which I mentioned here that is called CharIndex. Using this function, what we can do, we can supply what we are looking for. So I am looking for the position of space where in my variable. So if I am going to find out the space, so from which position I want to start. So I am going to search my space from the very first character, right? Which is P. Okay. One represent as a very first character as first space position. Very simple concept. So when I'm running this, so here I am getting 12. So guys, the position of space is 12, right? Similarly, if I want to find out next space, okay. So example, let's say select the same example, CharIndex I am going to find out the space of position in the same variable which is str. So can you guess what will be my starting position here? Till this position I have already calculated, right? Which is giving me 12. Now I need to search another occurrence of space. So what will be my starting position? So my starting position will from I, and I represent as a 30th character. Okay. So this is second space position. Let me run this. So guys, this is 15. All right. So why I am writing this 13 as a manually? So let me copy this. Let me paste once again. In place of this 13, can I write this particular statement, which is giving me 12, okay, and the plus 1. All right. Now directly I can find out 15. You can see. Similarly, if I want to find out another position of space, so what I will do? For next space, my starting position will be 16, right? So here, in the same variable, this is my last position plus 1. And here I will be write third space position. Just an example. When I'm running this, here you can see this is 19. Yes and no? Similarly, if I want to find out another space, so the same thing. So if I want to find out another space, what I will do? Select CharIndex in the same variable and plus 1. So this is your fourth space position. Okay. So when I'm running this, so guys, you can see here, right? 19 and 24. So that's how we can find out the position of your specific character. Now, so here, if I want to find out the very first name, so what I will do? So guys, simple. I will be right here CharIndex, and here I am looking for a space. In which column? Customer name. What will be my starting position? From very first character. You got my point? So this will give you the position of space as first name. Let me run this. So guys, you can see here. Right now, let me show you the original customer name as well. When I'm running this, now you can see. Interesting. But you know, it is giving me the space as well, right? After this Alejandro. So after O, you will find we have space as well. Okay, so what I will do? I can write here -1. Okay, to ignore the space. So when I'm running this, okay, let me remove this comma. Now let me try once again. Now here you can see, now this is correct answer. If you want to find out the length as well, so simple, I can copy this line of statement, okay, to verify. So length, first name length. Okay, so when I'm running this, so here you can verify. So we have a 5 character and all. Is it clear for every one of you? Similarly, I can find out the last name. If I want to find out the first name and last name separately from a customer name, so this is my first name, right? So here what can I do? I can write, okay, from the right side, I want to access the last name. So what I will do? So from the right of customer, I'm going to find out total length of the name. What is the total length of this name? So length of customer name. What if when I'm going to find out the length of this name, okay, total length of this customer minus total length of the first name. So automatically I will have the last name length. All right. So guys, here I can do one thing. In the CharIndex, I can find out the position of first space. Okay, as I calculated above. Simple. Okay, so this is my last name. When I'm running this, let me check. So here, let me remove this. Now let me try once again. So guys, here I am going to find out the last name as well. Now let me do one thing, order by customer name. So here you can see I can find out the very first name and the last name as well. So guys, these particular functions are very easy. Simple, you need to find out the position of your specific character. Then simple, you can find out. So let's take another example to understand left and right once again. So simple, declare. I'm going to define a variable as a varchar up to 50 character. And here I am going to define programming is fun. I'm not supplying any space. Now simple select from the char index, and here I am going to supply, I am looking for the asterisk in the same variable, and here I am going to supply as a result. So you can see here I can find out the first position of a space. Similarly, if I want to find out, let's say left, okay, in the same variable, and here I am going to supply the position of this, right? So here I am saying first name. When I'm running this, here you can see I'm having this asterisk as well, right? So in order to remove that asterisk, I am going to write -1. And here you can see I am having this particular programming. Simple concept. And similarly, if I want to extract the last word, okay, so again, I need to search another asterisk. Okay, so how can I search? So the same line will work, right? So simple, select char index. I am looking for this in the same variable. And here, what will be my starting position? My starting position will be previous result +1. Let me show you here as a result. Now you can see we need to run with the declaration. So here I have a 15 characters. So simple, select from the right, okay, @str1. How many character I want to extract? Let's say 15 character as a result. So when I'm running this, here you can see I'm going to having all the characters, but I don't want 15 characters. So what I will do, length of str1, right, minus 15 character. Let me try with this. So guys, here you can see I have a 15, right? I can supply -1 as well. So here I will have this one. Okay, so this thing you need to keep in mind. Okay, clear? So instead of 15, what can I do? I can copy this line of a statement, and here I can pass this. All right. Now when I'm running this, here you can see I have a first name and I have a last name as well. Interesting? All right. Now similarly, let me tell you how we can utilize the lower and upper. So for an example, select lower. If I am writing here the programming as a result, okay, so it will give me a lower. All the character will change to the lower. Okay, these are self-explanatory function. So similarly, if I am writing programming and if I want to convert as a upper, so it will convert into the upper. Similarly, we can have reverse. I can write any string, or any string I can convert into the reverse as well. So simple, you can see. All right. After that, let's say if I am writing here RTrim. So guys, what does the RTrim? So using RTrim, we can, truncate the some specific character from the right side. Okay. By default, it will be truncate the space. So example, if I am writing programming here and I'm going to provide multiple spaces, and here I am saying as a result, so it will give you the programming only. Similarly, if I am going to write, let's say like this, and here if I am going to supply this, it will work. Let me run this only. So here you can see you can remove the some specific character as well. Interesting. Similarly, from the left side as well, if I am writing here, let's say programming like this, as a result, So it will ignore the trailing space, right? In the same result, what can I do? If I am going to pass like this, it will be removed from the left side, right? What I want to remove? This one, okay? Exclamation. When I'm running this, so you can see here, okay? So in the same query, what can I do? In the same query, I can supply RTrim, okay? And here from the right side also, I want to trim the exclamation. So here you can see the result. Interesting. So these are very useful function. All right. Similarly, now let me explain the function which is stuff. So guys, what is the use of this particular function? Okay. So using this function, what we can do, it deletes a specified, okay, length of characters and insert another string into the original string. Okay, what is the meaning of it? Let's take an example. So guys, if I'm talking about the syntax, so you need to write the stuff here, your string, your start position, length, okay, and new string. All right, now let me give you some example. So let's say if I'm going to write here select stuff, and here I am going to write hello world. So if I'm going to write, let's say 7 and 5, just an example. Okay, so my starting position is 7 character, all right, and the length up to 5 character, okay, and what is my new string? My new string is SQL, okay, as a result. So what will happen? So this is my 7th character, okay, and how many character in this world? Only 5 character. So in place of this word, I want to supply SQL, okay, it will be insert another string into your original string. Now let me run this. So simple, you can see here. All right. And guys, similarly, there is another function which is very useful, that is called substring. This particular exactly as a mid function of Microsoft Excel. So using this particular function in your MS SQL Server, we can extract the specific portion from your string. So let's take an example. So let's understand the syntax, then I will give you the example. So in the substring, what we can do, we need to supply the expression, okay, your start position and your length. All right. So what can I do? So just an example, when I'm writing here the substring, and here I am writing, let's say programming is fun. And here, this is my starting position for an example 1. How many character I want to find out? As a result, let's say 11. So what I will do? So what will happen? It will give you the first 11 characters. All right. Similarly, if you want to find out the middle name, so what can I do for the middle name? Again, the same thing. Programming is fun. Let me remove extra M here. So here I want to start my position from 13 and I want to extract only the 2 characters. When I'm running this, so here you can see I have a is. Similarly, if I am writing here the substring, again the same thing. And if I want to write, let's say 17, and how many character? Only the 3 character as a result, right? So when I'm running this, or let me do one thing from 16, okay, I want to extract the 3 characters. Interesting. So using this particular function, you can find out first name, middle name, and the last name. All right. So let's take this example once again. So again, I am going to declare @st varchar up to 50 character. And here I am going to define this. Simple. And if I want to find out, let's say first name, middle name, and the last name. So what I will do here? So simple guys, select. So guys, using this particular function, you can find out first name, middle name, and last name. So simple substring. And here I am going to write my variable. My starting position will be first. And how many character I want to find out? Using the char index, I can find out the position, right, of space. Simple. As let's say first name. Now let me run this. So you can see, similarly, if I am going to extract the middle name, okay, in the same string, what will be my starting position? My starting position will be simple. Okay, but now we need to understand how many character I want. Okay, so because I extracted this, how many character I want to find out. Okay, as of now, let's say I am going to supply s2, all right, as a middle name. All right, now let me run this. So guys, here I have a middle name. Now you need to give me the solution. If I want to do the dynamic as a 2, what kind of logic I need to write here? Okay, you can write this particular solution and you can, post it into the comment so I can review. Then I will give you my feedback as well. Similarly, let's say if I want to extract the last character, so here my starting position will be 16, right? So how can I find out the 16? Let me write here CharIndex st. Okay, and here my starting position will be +1, and here I can take a length of @st. Let me run this. st1. So guys, here you can see I have find out the last name. Okay, is it clear for every one of you? All right, now guys, only two functions are left. So the first one is PatIndex. Okay, so guys, using this particular function, we can find out the starting position of a pattern in a string using the wildcard. Okay, in the PatIndex, we need to supply the pattern and your string. Very simple concept. So let's suppose I have a PatIndex and here I'm looking for this particular pattern. Okay, so guys, I hope you are aware how we can utilize the wildcard characters. In case you are not aware, you can find out the video in I button. Now, if I'm going to supply here as a programming is fun and here as a result. So when I'm running this, here I can find out the position based on a specific pattern. All right, so this is very useful function in case you are going to search any specific position based on your pattern, and that pattern you can utilize with the help of wildcard characters. And guys, now the last function is a format function. Very, very important. Using this function, okay, we can format numbers, dates, and string. Let's take an example. If I am writing here select format, and if I am going to write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and here I am writing n2. What is the meaning of n2? Let me explain. So first of all, let me run this as a result. So guys, it is giving me 1, 2, 345.00. So the very first thing you need to keep in mind whenever you are utilizing the format function, so you need to write here, first of all, your value, okay, and the format and the culture. All right, the value could be anything. Okay, the value, which value we are going to format. It can be number, date, and string. We can supply any specific format. Right now, I am going to supply N, right, which stands for numeric. When I'm going to supply, let's say capital C, which is represent for currency, right? These kind of pattern we can write. Okay, and the culture is optional. Okay, if you are going to target US, France, India, so based on that, we can supply the culture as well. So if I'm going to supply small n, okay, so you will get a same result. All right. Now let's understand one more time. So in the same function, if I'm going to supply here n0, okay, so I will not have any decimal point. Simple concept. Similarly, if I am going to write here, let's say C, and now I am going to take a US, right? So it means based on the culture, right? In the US, we are representing this particular number, okay, in the dollar format, all right? Similarly, in the France, if I want to represent the same thing, let me copy and paste, and here I can take France. When I'm running this, so you can see. Easy. So see, basically for the currency. All right. And let's say if I'm going to write, let's say format, and if I'm going to supply 0.85, okay. And when I'm going to supply here the P represent as a percentage, as a result. So it will give you the 85%. All right. Similarly, this line I want to copy and paste. And if I'm going to write here P0, okay, so no decimal place, right? Simple 85. If I want to, format your number as a custom number format. So simple format any random number I am going to write here. And let's say if I am going to write this 0.00. Okay, as a result. So it will give you 12,345.68, 678, whatever, right? Yeah, okay, it's round. Similarly, if I am going to copy this, and right now, guys, if I am going to 12345.6.000, so what will happen? Let me run this. So here you can see, right? So we can add the leading zero as well. Similarly, this function, as I just mentioned, you can supply for formatting the dates as well. So simple select, I can supply format, and here I'm going to utilize the system defined function, which is get date. And here I am going to write this particular pattern. So y, mm, and dd. Okay. So it will return the result as a ISO format. Look at this. Okay. Similarly, if I want to utilize this in different way, so maybe first of all, I want whole day, comma, then I want whole month, then day, and I want year. Simple. When I'm running this, so here you can see. Okay. Similarly, if you are working on times as well, okay, for time formatting. So simple select format, get date. And if I want to extract only the time as a result. So when I'm running this, here you can see. Let me do one thing. Let me remove this. So you can see here. Simple. If I want to convert into the 24, so the same concept I will be utilize. And here HHMM, and I want to write seconds. So you can see. All right. If I want to format your date based on culture specific, so as I just mentioned, so simple select format, and here I can supply the get date, and here I'm going to supply D and for US. So let's take an example of this. Let me show you the result. So you can see. And guys, in case if you are going to transform the fixed length string, okay. So let's take one more example. So select format, and here I am writing 1, 2, 3. And if I am going to supply, let's say 5 times 0. So in case you want to add the leading 0 before this number, so you can utilize this particular pattern as a result. Okay. So when I'm running this, you can see. Okay. And the last example for the day, if you want to combining with other string. Okay. So simple. Let's say if I'm saying invoice number and plus format 456, this is the number, as formatted string. Okay, so when I'm running this, so here you can see. Interesting. So guys, I gave lots of examples in order to understand the format function based on custom string, fixed length string, time, format, custom number format, and some other stuff as well. Similarly, you can utilize the pat index in case you are going to find out any specific pattern in your string based on wildcard characters. So guys, this substring function just like work as a mid function of Microsoft Excel. Okay, so simple, you can utilize the substring by which we can find out any specific word from your string, just like first name, middle name, last name, or any other name. Using this particular function, we can find out the specific length of character, and then we can insert into another string, right? As we have changed world to SQL Server. So these particular functions are self-explanatory, so we can utilize accordingly. And here, as we have seen, how we can utilize the left, right, and CharIndex. So CharIndex function and the substring function is very useful if you are going to find out a specific word or a specific position of your characters. That's how we can utilize. All right. So guys, I will provide this particular code in the description. So please practice of this session, and in case if you are going to find out any particular issue or any challenge, please let me know. And guys, additionally, you need to solve this particular query. How can I find out middle name dynamically? All right. And for now, thanks for watching and have a great day.